Welcome to the FMC Lounge, everyone. I am your host Joe for Show, and in this video we are going to go over the recent patch note that went live for hotfix 1.2.2 in the game, the first Descendant. These hotfix is going to revolve and be centered around the nerfs to Molten Fortress and Gluttony, a buff for Keelan abilities, reactor changes, outpost patterns being easier to get, and other quality of life updates. If you like this content and want to see more, please subscribe, leave a like and comment. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Now enough of the yapping, let's jump straight into the patch notes. Earlier today, about 50 minutes ago, this update went live, and one of the changes that happened was Molten Fortress and Gluttony intercept battles are now able to be solo. So if you've been wanting to do this for a while, you can finally achieve that. These two bosses also been a nerf. But before we jump into the nerf, if you've been playing the last few hours and you haven't, logged off your game or your console or your PC, you probably haven't updated the hotfix yet. So if you are launching these bosses, you will not see the solo option. So as you see right here, make sure you update your game before you try to participate, and then wondering why you can't solo it because you didn't update it. Now here are the things that Molten Fortress has been nerfed. If the beam of a frenzy suppressor is linked correctly to another device during the frenzy state, the device can no longer be operated or changed afterwards. I'm assuming what they mean by that is once you connect the lasers, one to at least another one, you don't have to worry about it being disconnected or turned off, is what it seems like. Another thing that happened was the spawn timing for the frenzy suppressor to spawn with Molten Fortress rises from the ground during frenzy state. I really never noticed that as an issue. Another one is adjusted the number of roly-poly summoned by the Molten Fortress from 8 to 4 during normal and 6 during the frenzy state. I feel like they weren't really an issue. They're low health, they easily get knocked over, but it's whatever. And the last thing is the Molten Fortress now enters the frenzy state less frequently, which will help for group play when you're playing randoms as a solo player, and should help as a solo player as well if you're trying, get your first solo clear of Molten Fortress. One of the first nerfs that happened to Gluttony is they adjusted the impurity to be drawn to Gluttony when they are within a 15-meter radius of Gluttony. If you don't know what the impurity is, those are the purple orb you're trying to connect the little ice balls to. Another thing they did was they adjusted the amount of the wipe attack gauge that increases when the unstable energy is absorbed by Gluttony from 20% to 10%. Basically, it takes longer for us to get wiped, which is so makes it easier for us to do more damage and stuff. Unstable energy explosions required to cancel the frenzy state now double, making it easier to cancel. It literally does what it say. When you explode a purity with the ice balls, I do twice as much. So like I said, we're going to get out of that wipe mechanic much more easier and quicker. Another thing they did was Gluttony now moves around the center of the map more frequently. If you play Gluttony a lot, you'll notice sometimes he would venture off a little bit down towards the spawn or a little bit more to the left side or the right side, which is making it kind of harder to predict when to shoot the purple orb when you're on the opposite side of him or distance or whatever. So him being center should make things much more easier. Another thing they did was they adjusted the cooldown for Gluttony melee attack raking the ground with its arm from 5 seconds to 20 seconds. Now this will make certain characters be able to be more aggressive. For example, a Glaze shoddy build with the Executor and the Smithereens to do more damage, but you got to be very careful, and the main reason why is they kind of give him a buff right here. Adjusted Gluttony basic shotgun attack so that it can be used at close range. So even if his melee went up to 20 seconds every time he uses it, he can use his shotgun closer, and there's no time limit as we see right now. So just be careful if you are trying to be up close on him. Another thing is that the Gluttony now enters the frenzy state less frequently, which will allow us to do more damage, and you might start seeing more Lepics or more characters just spam their skill instead of trying to grab a weak point first, which everyone should be doing. Grab a weak point first, then dump all your damage and your skill, because his frenzy bar is not going to go up at all. But we know people are not going to really do that. And the last nerf is they reduced Gluttony attack by 47%. So if you have a squishy Lepic or squishy Haley or something, which you shouldn't have, you might be able to survive 1 or 2 tech. And for everybody else who have the shield build that I've been putting out on YouTube, survive much more often now. So this fight should be easier solo and in group play for playing with randoms or friends. Now when it comes to the reactor changes, this will help us sort of get more of the bottom stat row we want, because less options are getting removed. As you can see right here, the attribute power boost ratio of random option can only be acquired from the reactor at the same attribute. For example, if it's a chill power boost ratio, its random option can only be acquired from chill reactors. Same for a non-attribute, you only want to find that bottom stat on non-attribute reactors. Same with the fire power boost ratio, only on fire reactor. Same for the toxic power boost, only on toxic reactor. Electric power boost, only on the electric reactors. And HP heal modifier, you're only going to find it on non-attribute reactors. So when you are trying to farm your god roll reactor, depending on which element you're going for, there's less things you're going to have to worry about. For example, if you're going for a chill Haley reactor, you ain't got to worry about non-attribute, fire, toxic, electric, or HP. You're going to be on one of the 2 bottom stats. 5 of those options are gone, so it's going to give you slightly better odds of trying to get that god roll you want for your Haley. And if you don't know, you want attacking Colossus damage and scale critical hit damage. That's the best one for Haley, and the new VS absolute zero build. Now for the balance Descendant, the buff to Keelan, and actually Sharon as well that I forgot about. First we'll start with the Sharon. They adjusted the duration of the active camouflage when using Sharon's skill module Ambush from 4 seconds to 6 seconds, and they adjusted some cooldowns for Keelan. His Septic Gust 60 seconds to 35. If you don't know which ability that is his 3rd ability, the Toxic and Singular one, and the Tremor, which is his 4th ability, the Toxic and Fusion one, from 80 seconds to 60 seconds. So a slight, you might be able to get stuff faster, but it's really important. What's nice about this actually going from 80 to 60, if you use all 5 of your onslaught abilities, if you pop your 4th abilities, no enemies around you, you're going to get extra 3 onslaught abilities stacks, and well, you'll be able to spam this much more frequently, especially if you're running the 2-piece hunter set cooldown, the cooldown for the reactor, and then 4 cooldown mods. You'll be able to get this about like probably 5 between 8-second cooldown on the 4th ability alone. At the moment I have it at I think 12 or 14 seconds, and this is going to get cut down by another 20 seconds. So they could possibly you could get his 4th ability to 8-second cooldown. Another thing they adjusted was his Descendant mod, the focus on prey. They adjusted the damage per tick, the stack of the Tremor. So if you are at level 4, this is the main thing, because in my opinion what Keelan needs is a damage buff. He doesn't need a cooldown buff. It's nice, but he mainly needs a damage buff, specifically a modifier buff, just like how Sharon 1 ability and VS 4 ability, but we'll talk about that another time. So from level 1, I'm assuming just 1 stack. It's gonna go from 470 to 655. Level 2, 480 to 670. Level 3, 488 to 683. And level 4, 494 to 492. So basically 200% bonus for 4th ability when you have focus on prey active. Now how much of an improvement that's going to be? 200. If I had to guess, I think it's about like maybe a 30% more damage. I could be wrong, but only time will tell. I'll have to test it out, figure out. Another thing they did, they adjusted the cooldown as void corrosion from 10 seconds to 8 seconds. That is very huge, because at the moment I already have it, I think, at a 2-second cooldown. This is probably going to get to a 1-second cooldown, so you'll be able to spam his 1st ability so frequent. And with focus on prey, it hits like really strong at the moment. They adjusted his skill module, his Descendant mod, the mobile strike. They adjusted the cooldown of the hunting time skill from 150 to 55. So basically when you use, because when you have this mod equipped, it get rid of your 4th ability. You don't have that tremor damage no more. Instead, when you activate your fourth ability, your onslaught is infinite for 3 seconds, but the cooldown, as you see, is 150 seconds. But it being 55 now, you're going to be able to spam your onslaught more often with this change. Another thing they did was the duration for the Adventure Spirit effect, a hunting time, from 3 seconds to 4 seconds. It is now affected by the skill duration. That's pretty nice because most of his duration mods, when you put it on, it only affect his decay stack, whatever, that timer. It went from 10, like 14. But now the skill duration for spirit hunting is going to last longer. So most likely that's going to work with the mobile strike. So instead of, it being 3 seconds, skill duration, you're going to have more infinite. Be able to spam his second ability, his onslaught, much more longer. And the last thing they did was they unfortunately cannot move him to a higher position by using the onslaught skill while the Adventure Spirit effect is active. The delay after pressing the skill button has been reduced. Another thing that happened was they added the start private operation feature to special operations. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the special operations are your defense activity, your defend activity, like the fortress defense that everybody's doing to level up their weapon or the character, or the old Kuiper mining shard that everybody did on Stirring Land in season 0 and season 1 to level up, or even the Echo Swamp one that people were doing. The difficulty level will not be adjusted according to the number of players. Only the individual party that has applied to enter will be able to participate in the special operation. They also changed the spear mechanic of commander monsters that appear in the following content to the monster extermination mechanic. Unfortunately, when I read this earlier, they're telling you what missions that the spear mechanic change, but it doesn't tell you anywhere right here how did it change. It doesn't say it at all. And when you read right here, this is for something different. The amorphous material pattern that can be obtained from outposts in each zone can now be earned as a selectable reward in infiltration operation in the same zone. So I'm not sure what changed. We will have to test and find out. But like I said earlier, for people who are struggling when you're trying to farm an even number outpost pattern, sometimes it would say you do like 5-6 clears, you wouldn't get it. Even though it's 30 seconds, it's very quick. You could farm these now in infiltration operations, and upon completing a mission on normal difficulty, you will get one pattern, and if upon completing a mission on hard difficulty, you'll be able to earn up to 2 patterns depending on your total score based on the kill score multiplier. I also wonder, are they going to allow us to get the odd numbers, which were exclusive to Sharon only? I hope that's a thing that they will allow us, but we're going to have to test and find out. Another thing they did was for quality life. When you are falling or you're canceling your grappling hook, it no longer counts as a jumping. Which is a pretty nice change. Now for the final part of patch note, this is mainly about quality of life stuff, just to let y'all know. They improved the library to display the research progress and details based on actual research status. On PC, opening the ring menu now moves the cursor to the center of the ring menu. I'm not sure about if that was an issue or not because I don't play on PC, I'm on console. But hopefully for people on PC, this was something you guys wanted. Another thing they added a quick turn option for a controller. I wonder if that was already on the PC thing. I think it should be. If not, well, that's the thing for PC as well. The button feature for this is not included in the default setting. It needs to be set separately. The sprint is set as a movement option. Using the L3 button, it makes it easier to use this feature. When a commander monster's phase changes, the movement location guide is now displayed for a longer duration. The difficulty of the Valve Evolving Skins quest has been reduced. Before we look at these numbers, we're talking for this, the movement location guide. I'm assuming before the boss drops down, if you're in that vicinity, if you get knocked back, you'll have more time to react and get out of it. And for the Valby outfit, for stage 2, instead of needing 10,000 kills, you only need 3,000. And for stage 3, instead of 20,000 kills, you only need 6,500. That's a huge change, and I think it's really needed because if this stack 30,000 kills just to complete the evolution skin, that is so much. Now there is activities, for example, with fortress defense, you could get about probably 4,000 kills a run, but again, 30,000 is a lot. And if you can't get 4,000, you'll get this done within like 2-3 runs. So probably less than an hour, you'll be able to level up the Valby skin. Some bug fixes that happen. Fix an issue where using Eskimo archive explosive or create explosion skill during an emote displayed the incorrect motions. I never noticed that, so if you guys have, you can comment down below. Let me know if that was really an issue or not. I appreciate it. They fixed an issue where turns could be removed when using Jaybird's reactive or immediate purge code skill. I never played as Jaybird, so if you are a rare Jaybird player, you know, a legend, a myth, comment down below. Let me know how that issue was, and I actually really look forward to the rework he's getting next month because I do want to make a Jaybird build. Fix an issue where Jaybird other skills were not available when using his reactive or immediate purge code skill. Now that seems like a big change because if you're not able to use your abilities when you're using this, that sucks. So hopefully Jaybird players, this will help. I'm assuming it's not going to be a major change until the rework we see next month. For weapon and modules, they fixed an issue where the effect of the Descendant ultimate module MP collector was sometimes not activate when the module was equipped. Now actually when season 2 launched, HP wasn't working as well. I recently tested though, I think HP worked, but I haven't used MP collector in a very long time. Most of the stuff I do, you don't need MP collector. So hopefully HP collector is fixed as well, and it's nice that this is fixed too. Some other stuff they did was they fixed an issue where the own icons on Descendant portraits would disappear when scrolling on the usage information screen of the common skin in the customize menu. I never noticed that. Fix an issue where the color change shortcut button was not displayed in the tooltip of the fellow skin equipped to the customized menu. Again, I never noticed that. Fix an issue when entering the game through the go to last play map would reset the junk filter. Ooh, now that hopefully nobody deleted any god rolls. I've been lucky not had to experience that, but I hope nobody else had to either. That would really suck if you deleted a future god roll that you got because you didn't know your junk filter got resetted. They fixed an issue when attempting to check the details of an equipped emote in the user settings menu of the ring menu did not display the details and unequipped the emote instead. It's not really an issue. Fix an issue where after removing a target reward, clicking the empty slot in the target reward list would freeze the game on PC. Now that sucks, but that's a PC issue, not a console issue, so I never really noticed that. But for you PC players, glad that's fixed for you guys. You know who trying to use your target reward to go for a certain Descendant blueprint or something. Fix an issue where the discount rate was not applied correctly when purchasing bundles that included already owned components. Now that should have been addressed much earlier because that's how this game makes money, and we're trying to get these cosmetics. We need to see that discount rate ASAP. So this should have been done much more quicker in my opinion. It should have been with one of the first hotfix that we got for season 2. Fix an issue where the text exclusive item was not displayed for some products. Again, that should have been in the first patch note, same as this one. And the last part of the patch note, they fixed an issue where the Dread Armor Force did not trigger the trap mechanics normally in the Void Vessel. I'm not sure if I noticed that. Fix an issue where the amount of gold earned on the result screen of a special operation on hard difficulty sometimes displayed the amount of gold owned. I remember that being a thing in season 0, so it looks like it came back, but they fixed it again. Fix an issue where the ETA intercept battle, infiltration, and supply exchange rewards were not checked. Fix an issue where your target reward gauge would reset if another player obtained your target reward item during your void intercept battle. Now that is horrible, and I'm glad that they fixed that. Hopefully it could have came sooner because whoever had that shit reset for them, that sucks. And I'm sorry if that happened to you. And the last thing, they fixed an issue where the default skin was not displayed after dismissing the Descendant. I really don't dismiss my Descendant, so I haven't noticed that at all. Well, that's everything that went live for the recent update that happened about a little over an hour ago. If there's anything else that you guys want to see in the future get changed, buff, or nerf, comment down below and let's talk about it. On that note, I'm out of here. I hope everybody has a great rest of their day and night. I'll catch you on the next video.